Hi, welcome to Bruce's Garage. I'm Bruce and this is my garage. Welcome to part 2 of my new car series, washing your brand new car. This car behind me, the 2024 Honda CR-V, we're going to wash it today. It's the first time the car's been washed outside of the dealership. So I'm going to show you the fundamentals of the 2-bucket car wash method so that we can safely and effectively wash this car and keep it looking brand new and get ready for all of our next steps, including decontamination, ceramic coating, all the fun coming up. This is part 2, washing your brand new car. So come on in and let's have some fun. So for the wash today that I'm going to do on this new vehicle, it's not really super dirty. I've elected to still use P&S Frostbite, which does have some cleaning capabilities because it's about 9.5, 9.8 on the pH scale, so it is a little alkaline. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm good with stripping protectant that's on there from the dealership or anything. I want to get rid of all of that because my goal with this vehicle is to not only detail the whole thing, but I am going to then polish and I'm going to ceramic coat the vehicle, the windows, and the wheels. Pick whatever shampoo you want to use that's your favorite. The idea here is that we're just going to do a complete exterior wash of the vehicle. In preparation, then I'm going to be doing a chemical and mechanical decontamination, followed by polishing and then coating the vehicle with a ceramic coat. When I foam wash the vehicle or foam the vehicle, I'm going to do my contact wash without rinsing the foam. But the reason I'm doing that is the vehicle's not really heavily soiled. In fact, it's not soiled much at all. So the foam is not going to need to linger long to get rid of dirt. And I don't have a lot of contaminants on there that then I'm afraid that I'm going to scratch the surface. So just shake this up just a little bit. All right, that's in there. You'll notice I have 2 buckets here. So I have a wash and a rinse. And the reason you do that is you want to take your wash mitt or whatever you're using, and after you've applied on the surface, you want to return this to the rinse bucket with a grit guard. The idea of the grit guard is it has small holes in it. And this sits at the bottom of the bucket. And you'll note that there's little feet on here, so it's elevated from the bottom of the bucket. That allows dirt. If I scrub my wash mitt on this, which is what I'll do when I rinse, I'll be bringing it in the rinse water, rubbing on here, takes the dirt from the wash media, drops it to the grit guard, and then under the grit guard, and it stays trapped. So that's the idea of the grit guard and a traditional 2-bucket wash. So we have a wash bucket, which has our soap and then water, and then our rinse bucket. And my rinse bucket just has the water in it. Frostbite really foamed up nice in this wash bucket. Hopefully you can see that. And now I'm gonna fill up my foam cannon. Now I'm using the MTM foam cannon. So I'm gonna put 100 milliliters into my foam cannon. So first thing is I'm gonna put, and these are actually the MTM foam cannons already marked, so I know where 100 milliliters is. I would also encourage you, if you have a foam cannon at home, experiment with the right ratio for the type of foam that you want. The whole idea of foaming the vehicle, or when you wash a vehicle, number one, you want the vehicle cleaned. But number two is I want to do it in a way that does not damage the vehicle. That's when a lot of damage occurs. It's that micro marring or those little swirls and scratches that can occur if you have poor technique, meaning I'm not doing 2-bucket, I'm not using a grit guard, I'm not rinsing that wash mitt out properly. So as I collect dirt, I might be reintroducing that dirt on the surface, and then I start going across the surface with my wash mitt, and guess what? You start to scratch. Because the idea of these products is to, one, provide lubrication, so that I'm not dragging something across the surface. It's slick and easy. Number two is to start to pull that dirt away from the surface. So that's why when we talk about all this stuff of, well, we use foam or we use a 2-bucket method, it sounds kind of like a lot of complexity for I'm just going to wash the car. It's not a lot of complexity. It's a few fundamental steps to ensure that you get the best cleaning with no damage to the vehicle. You'll see the same thing when we dry it. So drying is another spot that you can really start to mar the surface of a vehicle. So you want to use the proper high quality microfiber towels to dry the vehicle, not a terry cloth bath towel. You want to use high quality premium microfiber, glide across the surface. That's going to dry it safely. So we've got 100 mils in here. So we're going to fill the rest of this up with water. Foam cannon's ready to go. I will give it just a little bit of shake to make sure the product is mixed in. All right, anytime you're using a pressure washer on the vehicle, you always want to, when you put your nozzle on, you want to test the pressure washer away from the vehicle. Now you do that because if this nozzle is not on securely, it will go and pop off and strike the vehicle. Now I'm using nozzles that have rubber tips. I would strongly encourage you to either add a rubber tip or buy them with the rubber tips. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and spray my Magic Wheel Cleaner. All right, so I'm going to let that dwell for a few minutes just to see. Again, it will turn purple if there's iron deposits there. I don't know if we're going to see any. It'll give me a good indication whether I even need to do this on the other tires or wheels, excuse me, or whether I need to be concerned with any contamination. Generally with Magic Wheel Cleaner, you don't need to scrub. Again, I'm not expecting to scrub. If I did, I could again take my easy detail brush, go in between these spokes, and then rinse periodically the brush itself. The Magic Wheel Cleaner's been on there probably about 1 minute, and you can see some of the areas are starting to turn purple, again indicating that there are some iron deposits in there, likely from the brake itself. All right, we're going to now give this a rinse. Now we're going to apply the Geon tire cleaner here. Straight to the tire itself. And we will let that dwell. So we really didn't get any browning, which again, maybe with a new tire that we would expect. I'm going to repeat this for all 4 tires. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do our foam, let it dwell, and then we're going to do the contact wash. Going straight into the contact wash with the foam on. This car again was not dirty, so we're just doing a quick wash to get anything that could be on the surface cleaned up. And I always wash top to bottom. I'm not really putting any pressure. Go to my rinse bucket, make sure I'm scrubbing against the grit guard, back into the soap bucket. Now we're going to dry the vehicle. It's been completely washed. Using a large microfiber towel. This is from the Rag Company, one of their drying towels. Hopefully you can tell I'm really not putting any pressure. Just trying to drag this across the surface as much as I can without really putting pressure. Of course, I want to make sure everything's dry. It's important when you're rinsing a vehicle and then drying that you dry before the water dries from the sun, and that's why you generally want to avoid the sun, because you could have water spots. One of the things I like to use is the small Rag Company gauntlet towel for the wheels. One, because it's very easy to get in here, it's not dragging on the ground, and because I know it's my wheel drying rag. It's high quality microfiber, it's not going to scratch, it's absorbent, and I know it's specific for the wheels. I have links to all the products that I'm using in the video description below. Well, thanks for watching the new car wash today. I hope you found it helpful. Doesn't it look great? It's nice and clean and shiny and all ready for the next steps, which will be the paint decontamination. Then I'll be following it up with a full polish and then ceramic coating. So don't miss any of my upcoming parts of the new car series. Please make sure you subscribe. If this was helpful, I'd love for you to give me a thumbs up. And I really do appreciate you coming to my garage today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.